The last words hung in the air, cold and final. No explanation, no goodbye, just silence. Like a ghost, he was gone, leaving behind a trail of unanswered questions. A love story unfinished, abandoned mid-chapter. Pain, sharp and sudden, pierced through her, leaving her breathless. It felt unreal. One minute they were laughing, sharing dreams. The next, a chasm had opened up, swallowing their future whole. The silence screamed louder than any argument ever could. It was the silence of goodbye without closure, a wound that wouldn't heal, the weight of his absence pressed down on her. Memories, once cherished, now felt like shards of glass, cutting deep with every beat of her heart. How could something so real, so vibrant, vanish without a trace? How could he leave her stranded in a sea of unanswered questions, drowning in the wreckage of their love? Relationships end, sometimes with a whisper, sometimes with a roar, but the ones that leave the deepest scars are those extinguished without a word, like a book slammed shut before the final chapter, leaving the reader forever wondering what happened. Maybe he was scared, maybe she was hurting, or perhaps life just pulled them in different directions, leaving no room for goodbyes. Whatever the reason, the result remained the same. A heart broken, not just by loss, but by the absence of understanding, closure. It's a word whispered on the lips of the heartbroken, a beacon of hope in the darkness of uncertainty. But closure is a fickle friend, often choosing to remain elusive, leaving behind a bitter aftertaste of what-ifs and if-onlys. Without closure, moving on feels impossible. The past clings on, a relentless shadow, whispering doubts and fueling the flames of pain. It's a constant battle between acceptance and the desperate need to know, to understand why love wasn't enough. The human mind, a complex web of emotions and memories, abhors a vacuum. In the absence of answers, it conjures up its own, weaving elaborate narratives of blame, guilt, and regret. The what-ifs become a relentless chorus, echoing through the chambers of her heart. What if she had tried harder? What if he had never loved her at all? The questions swirled around her, a dizzying tornado of doubt, each possibility a fresh stab of pain, a cruel reminder of the love they had lost. Sleep offered no escape. Dreams, once filled with laughter and shared dreams, now morphed into nightmares of his retreating back, his voice a distant echo lost in the wind. Waking brought no solace, only the crushing realization that he was truly gone, leaving behind a void that threatened to consume her. The world moved on, oblivious to her silent agony. Friends offered platitudes, well-meaning but ultimately unhelpful. "You'll get over it," they said, their words like salt on an open wound. How could they understand the depth of her pain, the agonizing uncertainty that gnawed at her soul?